It's just different.
I often see myself like talking to people and being like, it's like the male, like, what do you have to offer?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not much so, what do you have to offer? I'm just like, are you healing? Are you fixing that? Like, when people tell me about stuff, and I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't always think about, like, are you fixing these things?
No, okay. So maybe we could talk about that, because not everybody is on a healing journey, and what I have to realize,
Or at your level of healing.
I don't believe that some people just be on a journey just to deal with any of their shit. Sometimes I think people just be wilding. Like, you ever just seen somebody and you like, nigga, your day to day does not consist on doing anything progressive. You just doing shit. Sometimes I'm not saying I'm jealous of those people, but sometimes I see people
Y'all
who
don't
just
think, and that's unfair because I don't want to think.
Exactly. People who don't have any like path, right? They don't know
Yeah.
where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. They just up every day.
Can I not think?
That's what I'm saying. When is there going to be a time where I could just turn my brain off and just be?
I don't think that was meant for you.
It's not.
Because I feel like it's really hard to get out of that. So you can't have that because you would be stuck in it.
Yeah,
I feel like
behavior. Yeah.
And I feel like I've been in that place before too. And yes, it is really hard to get out of because you're just like, I'm really just out here doing what the fuck I want to do, not taking any type of responsibility or accountability for what the fuck is going on around myself.
I know for sure that at no point in my life have I lacked At no point in my life have I lacked accountability. Like, I'm too anxious not to hold myself accountable, but responsibility was something that I didn't really like grasp onto until I was maybe like 25, especially financially. Like, there were times where I would choose between paying a bill or getting my hair done. Not because I had to choose between paying a bill or getting my hair done, but because maybe I wanted a pedicure too. Maybe I wanted that too. Like, I didn't want to have to wait for the next thing. So I just remember being very like financially irresponsible. But when I see people being financially irresponsible, spiritually irresponsible, sexually irresponsible, I'm just like, well, damn, bitch, like what is going on? Why are you doing this? You look like you having a good motherfucking time, but it's a lot of risk that come with that. Yeah. And I'm not willing to take that motherfucking risk. No.
Welcome to Jaded and Evolving. I am your host, Natasha.
And I'm Christian.
And we just started the show without starting the show.
I know.
Yes, responsibility, not caring, having a lack. I think, okay, so we were talking about dating. Mm-hmm. I honestly feel like when I look at how emotionally mature I have become, I think that's what I look at when I see like people dating and stuff. I'm just like, how do you go about that? Because at the beginning, people can show you one thing, and then you slowly start to learn, like, or slowly start taking off those, rose-colored glasses, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, who are you, bro? Like, you were not like this. And I mean, a lot of people grow, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, when you started off as one totally different person, and now you're, like, this ain't shit-ass person. It's just, like...
Why do you think people do that?
Because they're trying to... Because they think that person that they want isn't going to love who they truly are. Okay. And, I mean, that's a little bit of, like, just accepting yourself.
Because when you said that, it immediately clicked in my head, like, why the fuck would somebody do that? Like, in dating, I know that I am a lot... Or I was, right? Because I'm off the market. But I was a lot more diluted in who I was. Like, I was still the same person. But I was very, like, I wasn't as quirky, right? Or I didn't joke around as much because I didn't know what that person found funny. Yeah, you kind of pull it back a little bit. Yeah. But at no point was I ever somebody
Not you at all.
Because that's so hard to keep up the lie or some shit like that.
You look in the mirror and you don't know who the fuck you looking at.
Like, what? Like, you become this totally different person. I've dealt with that. In a previous situation, that it's not fun to find out that the person that you dating is not the person that you thought they were. Like, that shit is heartbreaking. Yeah. And I really feel for people who end up being in situations with people. Like, it's one thing to be in a situation with somebody or like a relationship and it ain't been that long. It's another thing when you got kids with a motherfucker or you married a motherfucker and you just like, what the fuck? Like, what? How did this happen? And to know that somebody was falsifying that shit all this time, how do you have the time? How the fuck do you have the time to lie like that?
So if you haven't watched Who the Fuck Did I Marry On, that's kind of what this is premised about. Like, we're not going to talk about that because I've only watched 2 of the videos.
I got a synopsis of it. I wasn't watching it and talk for 50 fucking parts.
There's no way that you're talking on the phone there's no way that I think you're talking on the phone and you're having a full ass conversation with yourself. Because the way that the phone lights up when you're actually on it and when you're not on it.
So that's why.
And I think, in all honesty, I understand, like, you trust somebody. You want to trust this person. But is this shit making sense when doing shit?
See, that's the part. That's what I was getting ready to say.
None of your family fuck with you. And I don't know that. I'm getting married to you that quick. Like, I heard that part too. Like, they got married fairly quick.
That part. It's the and because I've never been this ignorant, right? I've never been this ignorant. How the fuck don't you see that the shit don't make sense? It doesn't make sense. You walking around talking to nobody on the phone. The first time you do that shit, I'm gonna ask you, what are you doing? The fact that you didn't see that shit at all.
Because you usually hear somebody.
Exactly. It's like you hear a little bit of a muff, something. What the fuck? Or every now and then, like you said, the phone usually like lights up.
Different than, yeah.
I really worry because I think about catfish. I think about, like, these people be dead ass serious.
To go through all that?
Because at first I thought a lot of this shit was a joke. I still to this day think a lot of this shit is staged. But it has to be inspired by something. So to know that these things are happening,
really do be doing this shit.
I'm speechless when you find out some shit about somebody. Cause, like, for instance, you talking to somebody come to you and they tell you something about that person. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. It's another thing when you can't find anything on an individual. Fuck nobody telling you nothing about them. You mean to tell me that you went through this entire experience and the only thing that you ever saw from that person was that one social media, that one, it's like, this is all they have. That's it. That's not a red flag to you. And that's just in general, not even on Who the Fuck Did I Marry. In general, a lot of people say, or not a lot, but there is a certain type of person that'll say, like, I didn't see the signs. I didn't know all the signs were there. Or, no, you ignored the signs. The signs was right the fuck there. You knew. You just ignored them.
Yes.
So that's when I have to hold dumb motherfucker accountable, because it's like, now you stupid on purpose. It's one thing to be stupid by accident, but once you stupid by accident and finally click onto the fact, like, damn, that was really stupid. Yeah. You mean to tell me that you didn't bother to, I don't know, get that shit together? I don't know, maybe, call a spade. And people will try to put so many type of, like, what if he's abusive? What if I'm not talking about that, no. Right? Because that's a whole nother can of worms. And I hate when people try to spin the narrative. There are really people out here falsifying lives. It's really motherfuckers out here renting different cars every week just to keep up with a certain type of lifestyle. Out here purchasing CPNs, creating CPNs to keep up with, like, the amount of debt that people will go into to stay popular, or to get the bitches, or to, keep the people around and have friends.
Children are going to be paying for your fucking debt.
And, wow. Like, that's not embarrassing to you? That's not I would be so fucking embarrassed. Like, I be getting secondhand embarrassment when I see these people getting called out on social media. I'm like, I be cringing. Or when they get called out and then, like, finally my eyes is open to the situation, I'm like, damn, this really is, like, some fuck shit. And you start to see the little hints, like, in the background, because now you looking at shit too, and you're like, God damn. Like,
that reminds me of that lesbian couple, mm-hmm. And the one lady was like a preacher, pastor or something, and the other one was like selling clothes or something, mm-hmm. And she was like, you didn't even like my daughter. You just now find that out? You just now able to tell that this person didn't like your child? You was up this person's ass.
Stupid in love is a different type of dumb. That is a different type of dumb. And I know what it's like to be stupid in love, but it ain't never been to the point where it's cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. It ain't even cost me $1,000. To be honest with you, it ain't even cost me $200. Being dumb in love, for me,
my sanity.
It was more so like an emotional taxing. I'm not spending money on just anybody. Like, if I feel hesitant to spend money on you, that in itself is a sign. Yeah. Because Natasha tell you, I spend money like my fucking El Chapo.
She spent money on me.
I be tricking off, okay? Like, if I like you, like, if I love you, if I put my all into you in a friendship, a relationship, a business partnership, whatever, I'm buying you all kinds of shit. Like, that's how I am.
I do like buying people
shit.
I
love buying people shit. Like, I love buying gifts for people and doing things for people. Yes.
I remember when you talked about this.
Yes. I love that. But y'all be doing it. Like, I sent them $600,000. Bitch, he was in prison. What the fuck are you talking about?
I be wanting that. And sometimes you be like, damn, what does it take to lie to people like that?
Because a part of me is like, well, bitch, let me get my lies together.
Right. Why do I have shame?
Child?
When I ain't never done nothing to nobody like that. But y'all niggas is out here.
I could never do that to people.
Out here literally lying.
Lying their ass off.
Through the skin of your teeth.
It's gross.
You don't like.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally how I just be like, all right. I be defeated. Like, all right. Because the questions I want to ask, I know that even when you give me the answer, I'm going to look at you like.
You lying? You lying or not?
Because then when you try to come back and tell the truth about shit, it's just like.
This person.
How I know that's true?
You've been a liar this whole time.
How know you're not lying right now?
You've been a liar this whole time.
Like, you know what I lie about? I like to lie to strangers, right? So somebody asks me like, oh, what do you do for a living? I make up something, right? Maybe I don't want to talk to a man in a grocery store. I lie about my name. You know, you meet people online who are a little weird, so you just start telling them shit. But the people that you care about, like, I would never lie to my fiance. I would never lie. Like, there are women who lie about being pregnant. There are women who lie about having babies, lie about losing babies, lie about...
I feel like that just goes to show that they don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves.
Nobody. That's such a narcissistic trait.
Like you just said, you're lying to people that you actually care about. They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
They really don't give a fuck.
No.
About anybody but themselves. They're like, how can I benefit the most out of this?
Exactly. And I think that people who do some shit like that need like mental help. And I don't think there's anything to save those people. It was a situation kind of like that. I'm not going to, get too deep into it, but the whole situation that happened amongst the group of people we be with, that whole shit, like, bro, you didn't even want to take accountability after you was the one who literally made it fucking weird. Like, yo, you literally, and then for it's one thing when one person tell you like, yo, you making shit weird. You need to chill. But when a whole group of people are telling you like, yo, you making shit weird, for you to go.
Because the majority of them were women, you were just like, fuck y'all. I don't give a fuck.
Only to turn around and say, but do you see how this affected me? Are you okay? Like, mentally in
You're the first person. You're the one that took it out of.
And then started threatening people. Like, bro, are you good?
I was like, everybody can beat this man.
That's when I was like, bro, are you good?
And y'all don't even really have to beat the man, because some of y'all know how to.
You feel me? He just was coming off so, like, it's like, read the room. You feel me? I don't think people have lost the trait, like the character trait of just being cool, right? Just calming the fuck down.
Using discernment.
Yeah. How many people do you know, like, off the top of your head, how many people can you say have a very strong discernment? Other than your close-knit group of people, it's probably not many, right?
It's not a lot.
Because when I think about the people who I'm even in close proximity to, but not really can say that I'm friends with, they lack a certain sense of discernment because they'll say certain things to me and I'm like, how the fuck didn't you see that?
And I honestly feel like when we talk about discernment, it's not changing who you are or like muting yourself to make other people feel big. Because there have been times where I'm just like, should I say something in this? And it's not like me not saying anything because it's like gonna come off a certain type of way. Like, if I'm around you, you know me, like, I'm gonna say some shit.
Right.
But it's like, it's not you dimming your light or stopping you from being who you truly are. Do I want
to be involved in this is usually my question, especially when it doesn't really have anything to do with me per se.
That's how you were the whole time. You was just like, don't say shit else to me, bro.
Right. I'm like, because I'm around, I know that I'm going to be an earshot of certain shit. Just don't speak to me directly.
I hated the fact that I was a part. I was like, how did I get roped into this?
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I told him. I said, never speak to me again. And I meant that shit. Never say nothing else to me. Because his lack of ability to take accountability pissed me off.
That's why when I got roped into it the first time, that's why I kind of like low-key was like, you're dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you
He didn't even want to. The crazy part about it is he did not even want to agree with that. He didn't even want to realize how crazy he sounded.
Like you sound
in that moment. You
the
sound
second
nuts.
time. The second time,
bro.
I have this many sisters. You have this many women in your life,
and you still can't read a fucking room in a room full of women. The level of discernment that you have is non-existent.
I am the third child. You are a middle child? No, I'm the third.
That baby's special. Yeah, that baby.
You are one of the middle kids.
That baby got a helmet. All right, and he lick windows because there's something truly fucking wrong with him. Shout out to Cuz.
So does the scientists. Yeah. They said that they did that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to group.
No.
I don't want you to group.
No. It's a certain level.
You still lick windows.
Yeah.
After somebody cleaned it. You got Windex on your tongue.
Yes.
That's what you mean. Oh, okay.
Like it was just his lack of ability to read a fucking room. And I'm just like, you gotta do better. And just in life, right? Do better. And I've said that before on the show, and I just think that that's something that we should all stick with. That should just be a mantra in your life specifically, to do better. I'm doing better. When something doesn't work well in my life and it just don't fit me, I will continue to try at it until I realize that it does not fit me anymore. And then I'm going to go do something else, right? With myself. But to sit in something for so long, because that's what you know.
And be dead ass.
And be dead ass and knowing that what you're doing is either wrong or that it doesn't feel right to you, that you're being done wrong,
you're
right?
Not benefiting from this.
To not take accountability in that is
crazy.
What the fuck? How do you not? How long does it take? And I mean this wholeheartedly. How long do you have to endure the pain before you say this is enough? I've watched people around me, because still sometimes currently lying to themselves to make themselves feel better about certain situations. And the only thing I can say now is just, I'm glad that it's working out for you. I'm glad that it all worked out. Because I want to tell you the truth, right? I want to continue to hold you accountable. But when you sit there and you lie back to me, it makes me want to like knock your fucking lights out. So I don't want to ever feel the certain level of animosity I feel towards certain people because they stupid. I should not be angry at people for being stupid. But sometimes it really does anger me when people are so fucking dumb. Yeah. It literally, it's like a hemorrhoid in my ass. It agitates the fuck out of me, because why are you forcing this situation? Why are you forcing it? It don't fucking work. It don't work. I'm talking about like full fist in the hole forcing it. Like everybody uncomfortable. You, the other motherfucker, everybody.
I honestly feel like that has to stem from like childhood. Like there's no way that you like came out the gate doing it. Like you've been doing that for a very long time, or you've seen people do that and you just like, this is what I end up doing because that's like, all I've known. And it's like, you don't want to, I always say stay in your own lane, but you don't look at other people's lives and be like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong here because of how simple stuck and how simple it is to kind of get yourself out. Like I'm not talking about social media and shit. I'm talking about when you go outside or you go to work and you don't hear people complain about the same shit you are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what the fuck am I doing wrong?
Especially when you're hearing it from the people closest to you. I know it's one thing when I go to work, or when I was going to work, and I was hearing certain people talk about certain problems, and I'm just like, okay, that I can't relate to. Not that I can't relate to it because I'm choosing not to relate to it, but because it has nothing to do with my life. That's one thing. That's
different, yeah.
But it's another thing, right? When you're talking to me, or when I'm talking to George, when I'm talking to my significant other, when I'm talking to my homegirls, when I'm talking to my homeboys, talking to my mentor, and they saying certain things, if I was the type of person who was stuck in something, for me to sit there and be like, nope, can't relate. Why can't you, bitch? Why can't you? If it's happening around you, it's going to happen to you. You see what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in that. So when I see people around me getting money, I know that the money is on its way to me. As long as I do my motherfucking part, right? Because I see the people around me doing their part. When I see people around me flourishing in life, I know that I'm going to flourish in life as long as I do what I'm supposed to do. Yes, I'm not in the lane with that motherfucker over there. Yes, you and I have a lane with each other, but you have a lane for yourself. Yeah. So there's no reason for me to be focused on Natasha's lane, focused on this nigga lane, focused on this other person's lane when I have a lane of my own. That doesn't make sense to me. So when I see people so fucking dumb and just being like,
they ain't even started the car.
Making my way downtown, like, but they're not moving. What the fuck are you doing?
You have no wheels on your shit.
Nothing. The wheels on the bus is not going round and round, baby. The bus is broke down, okay?
They done boosted them shits off your car, bro. That shit is
sitting on cinder blocks.
Cinder blocks.
No motherfucker way to go.
Cinder block pimping in the
But you lying to yourself, telling you I'm on my motherfucking way. I promise. You ain't even look for a new motherfucking wheel. Those are the type of people that stress me the fuck out. But will say like, yeah, girl, everything is going so well and blah, 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 blah.
Why?
But you know the truth. I know the truth. And you trying to lie to me, bitch, I should fight you. I
came over your house and you ain't had no food in your fridge.
But you telling me everything is going well? All this well?
When was the last time you ate?
Like, me and him, we doing so good, girl. We is doing so good.
You got a black eye.
Bitch!
And you ain't got no dishes in your cabinet, so you can't lie to me. Y'all just moved into that apartment. What you
girl,
pulling something out the cabinet for?
Get on my goddamn nerves. No motherfucking money in your pocket. Yeah, girl, I'm flourishing. I got everything going on, everything good.
Why is
everything
that man driving your car all the time?
Everything is past due.
And not paying on the bill.
Not nothing. But everything is great. Between y'all, between you, between him. He's flourishing, you flourishing.
Flourishing out your fucking
You got
lines.
A bird's nest on your head. You got one motherfucking acrylic left on your motherfucking. Your toenails is all fucked up. Every light in your car is on. He stink. Like, but everything's going well.
Smelling like mildew.
Everything is going well.
You left the fucking clothes in the washing machine too long. And you ain't have enough money for the dryer. So you just took them and was wringing them out and trying to, no.
But everything just going so well. Oh, everything is great. Stop lying to yourself. It's not, and the thing about it is, right, because I know that it comes with a certain level of shame. So it's not, nothing that we're saying is to shame you directly, right? Nobody is saying like, yes, you should be ashamed of yourself. But at the same token, why the fuck are you not ashamed of yourself? That's what I be trying to figure out. Bring back shame. People have taken shame out of things to make things more comfortable, right? Yeah. To make it more palatable, to be able to say, you know, well, this was an experience that I had.
No, okay, it should be hard. It should be heavy.
5 years ago, that was your experience. You mean to tell me you now in your 5th fucking year of this shit and you don't see a problem with it?
It should be heavy.
Every fucking year you're having an inaugural situation to some bullshit. You keep signing up for some fuck shit, but then you mad at everybody else around you for why they don't want to be around, why they don't want to talk to your significant other, why they don't want to invite y'all no motherfucking where, why they don't invite you to fuck out nowhere. You try to figure out why you can't be a part anymore. It's because you no longer fit in, because everybody else is moving around you and your ass is still sitting there. Imagine everybody else going to get an oil change for their motherfucking car, getting their tune-ups, everything else is good. You feel me? Metaphorically speaking. Motherfuckers going on a road trip ready to hit the road and your motherfucking shit is sitting on cinder blocks. No, you can't ride with me. No, you can't. Because how many fucking times have I had to pick you to fuck up? At some fucking point, you got to do it yourself. Because I'm not carrying the motherfucker my entire life. That's not going to happen. Not man, woman, child. I'm not doing it. Not them, they, not X, not LGBTQIA or the plus. At some fucking point, you got to come with your own shit. There has to be, for me personally, right? Call it shallow. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a charity case, right? My philanthropic way of living is not to give back to charity cases for the people that I'm cool with. Everybody around me is successful in their own right. So I can't deal with talking to people and they got all these dreams and all their goals and all this other shit and they not doing shit with it. But they want to come to everything you're doing, right? They want to be in your section. They want to pop bottles. They want to take the pictures. They want to do all that. And then they go back to their mediocre ass life.
When is it going to be your time to pop bottles for you?
Because I don't even have to be
you didn't even put in on my bottle.
You didn't even put, you don't have nothing to put in.
How are you sharing my success when you not?
When you ain't have shit to do over here. And I'm not talking about just stop congratulating me. Stop. Really stop talking to me all the fuck together. Because it really don't feel good when you say you doing a good job. Because now I think that it's based on your contingent of doing a good job. I don't like your grading system.
And I also feel like it's slightly backhanded.
Yes.
Like you think you're doing better than me.
Why
so
would you
saying
think
this dumb ass shit?
You're really doing some big things. You know, not as big as me, but like, you know, you got your little shit going on. Who the fuck is you talking to?
Nigga,
your tongue is white. Shut the fuck up.
You bought that new car with your taxes and not gonna be able to afford
it. And it's gonna
monthly.
get repossessed in 2 months. Don't talk to me. We're not the same. I went to the dealership and got a vehicle that I could afford long term. You went to the dealership and got some shit that you could afford right now. We are not the same. We are not the same.
And these are real scenarios. I always think about, like, when we bring up scenarios, this shit be real.
This should be real life.
It's real life. We're not pulling this shit out our ass. Like,
people,
we done seen shit up firsthand. Like,
especially in this realm of life, right? Podcasting.
Oh,
it will turn a motherfucker Hollywood so fast.
And they ain't did shit.
You got 30 listeners. If you don't sit the fuck down somewhere.
You have a 2-hour fucking show. And the only people that watch it are people that you know. That rhymed. Ain't nobody else watching this. Y'all not bringing the follows in. Y'all don't post clips. Y'all don't post shit. But because niggas don't know you. The only niggas that know you is the niggas that known you before. And they don't even want to know you for real. They getting sick of you.
And I don't downplay people's accomplishments, right?
I do.
When it comes to,
what
right?
The fuck?
When you got your podcast, you got your podcast. I'm never going to say, like, oh, you got your little podcast, things like that. No, you have what's going on with you, too. However, the problem lies with me when you start talking to me like you're doing better than me. Specifically when you a male, right? I don't really have this problem with women.
That's when I downplay it. Because I'll be like, I know you're not on shit like me. And I don't have to say it. You're the one that's making it seem like, oh, I'm doing some grandeur shit. And I'm just like, good for you. Bless your heart. Because what the fuck are you actually doing?
And I'm trying to say this in the most like...
No, say it right. Say it correctly.
You niggas could never. You could never. And this... In the fattest pussy energy way possible. You niggas could never. Not in skill set. Not in analytics.
Work ethic.
Not in
work
ethic.
Because these niggas be doing grimy shit behind.
I know some real niggas with some real traction. And not even saying like, you feel me, we buddy, we close, you feel me, like, no. Not even on no acquaintance shit. I'm talking about in respect to what it is that they do, like craft-wise. I know several dozen people really moving, like really with some traction and some action. The fact that you thought you could come to me and offer me any piece of advice is crazy to me. Specifically when I never thought to ask you. You ain't never even seen me in the same room as you question whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. So the fact that you thought that you could teach me anything is asinine to me.
And then to low-key find out that niggas be scamming.
And just to be where they are. And then to find out that niggas low-key be talking about you behind your back is the part that throws me off a little bit. Why be kind in my face, but then talk shit behind my back, but then come ask me for help?
That's just like people being racist. Be racist to my face. Show me who you really are so I know how to fuck with you. You only doing that because you still want to have a hand in what the fuck I'm doing when your hand was never in that shit. You just saw it. You want to be able to be like, yeah, I saw when you did that. I don't want you to see shit.
I don't like that for you.
Get blind to what the fuck I'm doing. Mind your eyes.
Keep your eyes in your own lane. You on this side of the highway, there's a median between us. We're not even going in the same motherfucking direction. You actually going back that way while I'm going this way. We are not the same. We're not the same. Before the podcast, right? Before, because the crazy part about it is people want us to be Hollywood so bad. We downplay this all the time. All the time we downplay this project.
I'm chilling.
The accomplishments that we receive, the way that we celebrate is like some emojis in a text message, right?
And we might go out, but that's what we do on the regular.
That's
we do that. We've done that as friends before the project.
So it's
we still keeping it the same.
It's just so peculiar when I see y'all just like acting like you could ever.
You ain't even made a penny.
You haven't made a dime. You're like 10 years into this shit. These niggas be 8 years into this shit. These niggas...
I just thought about somebody's situation and it made me go like, I thought you were doing this. Whole time you're doing this. And I have to tell you about it after.
I cannot wait for him. We
thought you were doing this and you're actually doing that. And that's kind of crazy.
It's not cute.
Chill the fuck out.
It's not cute. So don't do that.
And what us talking about it probably isn't cute to somebody, but it's just like, I really want to understand where the big headedness comes from when people don't be doing shit. Like, how are you taking account of, how are you claiming something when you did nothing but show up and put your voice on it? Somebody else is doing all the fucking work.
So before you part your lips to talk shit, right, and say like, who these big bitches to say this and say that, before you say anything, we turn the key to this building. We set up all the equipment in this building.
We own the equipment.
We own the equipment in this building.
We edit our own shit.
We own the intellectual property behind everything that it is that we produce. We edit and post on our own. We have the meetings. We keep the books. We do all this shit. All of it.
We are able to fund everything that we do. We
so
don't have to ask nobody. We don't have to ask nobody.
The foundation, baby, is
I don't have to ask to come in here.
The foundation so motherfucking big. Me and my back got that thing in common, okay? Y'all worry about the wrong shit. Y'all too worried about what it looked like, right? Pay attention to the messenger.
I just remember my name is on this.
We have credentials.
Like, I own
credentials. The signatures are like there's paperwork behind it. So before you part your lips and say, "Oh, it's not cute," right? It's not ladylike to do this. When the fuck did I ever say I was a lady?
And what made us get to this point? My mom always used to say that, like, when something would happen with me at school.
My mama said it all the time.
She would be like, well, what did they do to get her to this point? I'm not that type of bitch. I ain't never been that type of bitch. I know I am, even though I have some type of
You're very reserved about it. You're very reserved about it. I, too, am very reserved about it. So much so sometimes where we have to remind each other, like, this is actually a big deal. This is actually a really big deal. What you're doing is a big deal.
Like, do I have my own insecurities? Of course. But I know what the fuck I do.
My mama says it all the time. My mama, and she reminds me often to remind you. She says, y'all have to remember that at this ripe ass age, right? Because y'all young
we
as
doing
shit.
A lot.
At this ripe ass age, you're running laps around. There are people that would kill to be in the position that you're in. So when you start to downplay yourself, or you start to question yourself, it's an insult to all of the work that you're doing towards anything, right? Yeah. So again, before you part your lips to say that nothing that is being talked about here, or however you feel about it, we don't give a fuck.
And that kind of goes in hand with people that kind of downplay themselves too. Don't let people part their lips.
Don't let nobody play about you. But at the same token, you have to have enough respect for yourself to know when to play about you. You have to know when it's so far below you that you stepping down to address the situation would make you look like the fool.
It makes your ass itch to even think to respond to people the way that they want you to. They want you to act out of character, and you gonna do it? You gonna do it?
If anybody is gonna make you act out of character, make them pay you for it.
Nigga.
That's the only time. That's the only time we put on the front. That's the only time we faking the funk. That's the only time we taking lack of accountability, is if it is a character being portrayed. Because you don't play about you. If you ain't learned anything else from the conversation that we having right now, like real talk, we joke a lot, we say a lot of things, but at the end of the day, you know that we're very resolution driven here. Stop letting people play in your fucking face about what it is that you've accomplished and what you've done. But at the same token, be cognizant and aware of the fact that you might not have done shit to deserve what it is that you're talking about, and that's why niggas is talking to you crazy. Because you haven't done a fucking thing. Not a motherfucking thing. And you wonder why people look at you crazy. It's because you lack accountability, you lack responsibility, and above all, you lack work ethic. And that's exactly why you a bitch ass nigga.
The work ethic?
The work ethic part is what gets me above all things, right? Because you can grow to have a stronger work ethic, but sometimes that's what you're born with, right? But your choice to have no accountability or to take no responsibility in your progress is crazy to me.
That makes me think about how I usually text you and be like, hey, is there anything that I can do? Like, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the work. Y'all show up. and just do and
y'all
take
niggas should take accountability for doing nothing.
For everybody's stuff. Y'all
it's like
don't
the
think
person
like,
in the group
damn, I need
project
to
that don't do shit. That's really what it is. That's what it gives. It gives that you ain't do shit in school and now you're not doing shit now.
That's why your ass can't read for real. But whatever.
That's exactly why you stuck in the same point and place that you are in your life, because people are catching on to the shit that you're doing and they leaving you exactly where the fuck you are. So when you look around and you see, oh, I don't have no motherfucking body and don't nobody want to be around me.
Yeah. I get it.
Because genuine people have support systems. People who are authentic have support systems. People who are responsible have support systems. But people with strong work ethic have support systems. People who want something out of their life have support systems. And people it's not
actually
family.
Want to be around them.
It's not just family, because people get that misconstrued. People think that, oh, you know, I don't talk to my family no more, so I don't have no support. They're the last motherfucker that'll support you. In a lot of people's
situations, the family
they usually
is the
last to catch on,
because they're like, you doing something different. Like that's not like you. They not used to you trying to do better.
So the fact that you don't even have strangers who want to be around you when they don't know you, they don't even want to get to know you. There's something about your aura that's throwing people off.
I was about to say they feel the vibe. They feel the energy from you and they like, it's stinking here.
Check that.
It's stinking here.
You like the bacterial vaginosis of the situation. People can smell you from a mile away. It's you. You stink.
The earring back smell. That's you. Stink.
Or just funky.
But that was our show. I hope that you learn something. I don't know. Start bringing notebook, paper, and pen for these. Something. I don't know. I feel like you could learn a little something. I don't know. We just here for real. We like coming and talking to each other, and
we just be putting the mics in front of us.
And we like that some of y'all like it too, because some of y'all don't. And stop talking to us crazy.
And yet and still, y'all be parting your motherfucking lips to share.
Stop talking to us crazy.
But at this point now, engagement is engagement. So hi, y'all. Love you.
Even though I will report some of y'all will get y'all shit taken. I'm not playing. I don't have time. Have a great week.